Welcome. This is Joshua Benoist in Autodesk Product Support. So we're on video 13 where we're talking about how to use Parametric Part Builder to make multi-view MV parts. So let's look at the problem statement and pause the video if you need to read that. Let's move on.
Okay, something else to notice real quick I just want to point out since we're learning here. We used a start profile and an end profile here, and they happen to be the same profile. But if you ever want to make a transition like a duct fitting, you can always do a rectangular profile on bottom, a round one on top, or a big rectangle on bottom and a smaller rectangle on top, between two work planes, and use the transition to make any shape transition you want. So the profiles don't have to be the same shape or dimension. So just something to note. Now moving on, I want to get these parameters down here. Let's work on those. Something that I notice now we didn't do. Let's go back up to minimize modeling. Model parameters. Let's turn on the work planes again. Let's go back to the bottom plane. So hide the plane contents. Okay. So let's go back to a top view. I noticed something here. I didn't dimension this profile of the main body. Should have done that. So let's turn off the extrusions. To turn off the extrusions, we need to go back here to modifiers, make them invisible. There. So we're left with the connectors. We can turn those off. Okay. And now we're just left with the objects on the bottom plane, and we forgot to dimension the main body. Kind of important. So X is horizontal distance. So let's dimension this guy from there to here. Put him down there. Oh, inner dimension value, what was that? 4 foot by 3 foot, so wasn't that 3 foot? And then add a vertical dimension right there to here. We'll put his dimension out there. Inner dimension value 4 foot. Okay. So I mentioned before that we needed to put formulas in here, and this is probably a good example of what I mean by that. Turn on the model parameters, right click and edit. We need to zoom in here, see what those names are. So length A9 equal 18. We need to set this guy to always be half of A14. So select on that, go to the calculator button, and say variable length A14 times 0.5. I don't like using the divide by 2. I like using that method. It tends to keep the formulas a little cleaner, and you can use parentheses in the right locations. So anyway, that was length A9. Now let's make, that's length A8. He needs to be equal to half of A15. Okay. Good. Now, something to note. A14 and 15, we're going to make those visible parameters. I'll show you what that means later. When you insert your part in the MvPart add, you've got certain size parameters that are available there. That means they're visible. So we'll do that later, but let's keep working on our formulas. So we've got this plane